What up, what up? You listening to Underground Pulse, undergroundpulse.net. I am Jigga J.
I'm Chili.
And we are chilling with some very dear friends of ours. We got Shadowsin.
Yeah.
Say hi, you guys.
What's up?
Hey.
Now, we got Laura and Carlos here, and Mike's in Alaska fishing for some reason. And then
How dare him.
Rob's at home with the kids. So, and like we were saying just a second ago, we know you from the most previous project, and after everything went down, you guys decided to keep your old name. What made you guys want to change it?
I think because the music is going in a different direction, it was best to change the name. Just because it's a fresh start with a fresh sound.
Right on. Is there still bad blood between some ex-members, or is that kind of all flattened out?
No, it's not. I wouldn't call it bad blood. It is kind of odd to me how the other page is still running. It's just weird, but it is what it is, and I feel like we've got a strong project going here, and the past is the past, so we're just looking forward and
Chugging along.
chugging along.
And how would you guys describe your sound now? Because from what I've heard from everyone else, all they can tell me is that it's better. But they're not very descriptive, so how would you guys describe it?
Well, as far as the single goes versus other songs from previous projects, I think it's a little deeper. There's a little bit more dynamics, and a lot more creative influences from different people went into the song. As far as what people will hear when we release more music and in the live shows, songs are all written by different members, so it creates, it's the same sound, but you have more creativity going into it, so it doesn't sound the same. Every song is different.
Yeah.
And it has its different points because different members, like Mike, he's a really great pianist. That comes through on the songs he wrote, so they're a little bit more piano driven. Carlos is a guitar player as well as playing bass for us, and I feel like your songs, they're written on guitar, but he's playing the rhythm on it too,
Yeah.
so it's like strong rhythm. And
Nice.
I don't know. What do you think?
Well, when I tried out, I had to listen to a lot of the old projects songs. So just from listening to that stuff to our new, I would say it's a lot more. It seems raw to me, but not like underproduced or anything. It's just really raw, good, in your face rock. Really heavy and melodic at the same time. So.
Awesome. Now, you guys, you record your most recent single, Break the Silence, your debut single. You guys recorded that at Studio City, is that right?
We did. They brought in Mark Jordan from L.A. He's a producer out there to work with us, and he has worked with some amazing artists out there.
The Fate, Slash, Duff, you name it. He's all over the place. He's a great guy. And
he told us, he was looking for more raw rock, and he just wasn't finding it, and so he came out here looking for something different, and he is looking forward to recording more KC bands for that reason. There's less Lady Gagas out here, I suppose. So he's a great producer, and we were so fortunate to work with him and just be introduced to him.
Absolutely.
It was a great experience. It was a great learning experience for us, just seeing how serious and how passionate he was about it, and he took the time to work on every part with us to make it better.
He took the ego out of everybody, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, in a way, he kind of helped. Did he help rewrite any of your songs?
To an extent,
Yeah, and he...
Like an actual producer would?
Yeah,
He did.
exactly.
And he pushed us, and at times you're just like, oh, my gosh. But then when you hear, like, just what he would play back to us, he's like, see the difference? And you're just like, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he wouldn't just be like, oh, that's crap, on to the next. He would, like, let you listen why it didn't sound the way he was, wanting it to sound. And at the same time, you're probably like, no, it sounded the same. And then he would find the right one, and then you'd be like, oh, my God, like, I would have never heard that until he, like, compared the two side by side, So he just had an ear like I've never seen anybody have.
One of the best moments, I think, was when he kicked us all out, and Brandon, we were like, what is he doing? And all of a sudden, we just hear, like, the tambourines going. And we're just like, is he playing tambourine to our music? And then like, next minute, it's like the shakers.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, you can come in. And we're just like, oh. He's like, oh, I needed that. And we're like, okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So he didn't add tambourine or shakers to your music at all, did he?
He did. He added them. But we didn't know about it till, like, it was happening. And then he was like, oh, you won't know what that is. Just trust me on that. And we're like, okay.
It's to the point where it'd literally be like, I remember we had the egg shaker. Like, you had the egg shaking for like 5 seconds of a verse. And then you're like, oh my god, that's perfect. Like, I would have never thought to have something like that. But, I mean, those little 5 seconds.
Or when he would run out in between every single drum take. He'd run out the beat. Hold on. And he'd tune the drums.
Yeah.
And he was like, wait. Nope. Okay. Then he'd run back into I mean, it was just like a mad scientist at work. It was pretty awesome.
I mean, yeah, you can hear it on the single. It's an LA produced single. I mean, you can just hear it, you know.
Awesome. Do you think every other local band, whether it's in the Kansas City area or nationwide, could benefit from having a producer or some sort of an outside ear?
Oh, yeah, because there's things you don't think about. There's things that, I mean, you might be the best singer or guitar player in the world, but you need somebody to say, you're overpowering this part. Like, be quiet. Or, you know what I mean? Or
shut up, Laura.
Laura, you sing too nice. Stop doing that. You know, it's just, and he really, like, pushed me, and I didn't appreciate it I did, but I didn't. I was just like, you know, you get your feelings hurt, I guess. You're just like, I
have
suck.
that ego there.
But then he's like, no, I see it in you, and I'm going to bring it out of you. And I feel like everybody can benefit from that, just to get a different take on things, because you're not hearing them when you're playing them all the time.
Very nice. Have you guys taken your studio experience and related it to your live practices at all?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
she's a 10 times better, or I don't want to say maybe better, but different singer, just from like the first practices when I was with them.
Oh, because he was like, if you just do these things, you can do this. Like, just working with your vocal cords and stuff that I didn't know, because I was kind of a more classically trained singer, and you know, getting into rock music, it's just you don't use the same parts of your voice. So yeah, it was great. And moving forward, we used a lot of the things we learned and applied them to other songs, just, you know, for variety, just experimenting, because before we just didn't do that. We didn't even think about it. So it was great. It was a great experience.
Fantastic. Now, I got to ask, only because, you know, I've seen the past projects a couple times, and this is more specific to Laura. I'm sorry, Carlos. I'll get to you in a second. Right. But Laura, you used to have this, like, choreography on your live stage where you just had this one move where you, like, grasp the air and pull it down. Are you still doing it?
Oh, yeah. Dude, like, I can't not do it. It doesn't. I don't even know I'm doing it at the time. But I heard I have really good arm movements and hair flips.
I was gonna say, what about the back bend?
Yes.
You know what? Those are just specific Laura moves.
Yes.
You're only gonna get those at the show, so you got to come see them.
Carlos, what do you bring to the stage that nobody else does?
Well, I mean, I help her with backups, so I mean that's good.
I got to tell them about your audition. Okay, so
Ew.
This is funny. We are looking for bass players, and Rob sends me this picture. And he's like, you know Carlos. And I was like, yeah. And he goes, but this is promising. And he sends me this picture, and Carlos has like sweat all over his face, and he's just rocking out, and he's just, you know. And we were just, he's like, this looks promising. And I was like, okay, but it's an audition, whatever. No, his audition, he's like rocking out like I've never seen anyone audition and rock out before. And we were like, that's it. We're like, you're joining our band. And then, like, every audition after that, we've tried to find another guitar player. We haven't yet, but we were like, nope, it's not like Carlos's. Nope. Like, nobody's got the Carlos bar
You
hit.
set the bar so high.
Somebody went all out.
Oh, guys.
I gotta ask this then. You both have been in previous bands before this. Everybody's kind of went through that audition process, whether you're auditioning for a band or watching auditions. So what's the worst audition story you have?
Oh, man.
And don't be shameless.
I'm going to tell,
all out.
Like, ourselves or something that we've spared.
Either way.
Oh, man. When I was in ODS, a guy came out, and mind you, we were all, like, 20 years old, and he was, like, 60, and he came out, and he was wearing leather pants. He had a legitimate skullet. A skullet, and he had, like, tatted up arms and everything, but you couldn't tell what it was anymore. And he was like shredding, and we're like kids just standing there like, somebody's grandpa just tore it up in our practice space, and now we have to tell him to leave because he's too old. Like, that is a terrible thing to do to somebody, but it was like, he didn't sound old on the phone, and we weren't like, how old are you? So, like, yeah, that was a hard one to bear, but it was pretty funny, and I wish I had a
So you got schooled, and then you kicked him out.
We got schooled, and they were like, you're too old, man, but dude, you rock.
It's like American Idol where they do great. They know they aren't going to make it because of the age.
I know, and you're like, I am so sorry. This is embarrassing, but yeah, that was probably one of the.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah. Oh, we got your number.
Right. What about you, Carlos? You got a horror story?
Well, I mean, in my old band, we really didn't go through many members. I mean, minimum probably like 2 or 3. But I mean, I wouldn't say any bad experiences. I mean, I guess the one I can remember is I did have an audition for a cover band that I'm in, and the guitarist came up in a lowrider, and I mean, I didn't expect him to be good. He was actually pretty good, but he was just telling us like what to play and what songs to play. I'm just like, you contacted us about trying out, you know, like I know, yeah. So that's probably the worst one, but I mean, nothing too bad.
I got to watch an audition once where this girl was trying out because I was in a cover band for a brief second, and this girl was trying out ahead of me, and this is like a cover band that does like Disturbed and like Metallica, and she started breaking out into Mariah Carey. And these guys, they're like, did you prepare a song? She's like, oh yeah, and she just starts singing Mariah Carey, and I'm sitting there. They let me watch her audition, and I'm just like trying not to laugh and like looking at everything else, because these guys are just like, they didn't even know it was Mariah Carey. They were just like, what the hell is going on here? And I wanted to be like, girl, like, just don't, like, this is bad for you.
That is the wrong mark. Let me ask you this question. You both have experience with pretty, decently successful bands, whether it's local, regional, whichever. What's it like to be in a project that's getting somewhere, and then have to start all over?
Oh man, it's hard. It's hard because it's unknown. You don't know if people will like what you're doing after the fact, and you put so much time and energy into these projects, and then you got to walk away, and it's hard. It's kind of heartbreaking, actually. But I feel like if you really love and care about what you're doing, it's not for nothing. So, and we still have the music to remember it by. But yeah, I'd say it was really hard. But I'm so much happier. So it's a win, even though it's hard. It's like a breakup. Like when you're breaking up with someone, you're like, I had a really good time with you, but it's not working.
It's not.
Got to move on.
Different direction. So are you guys going to continue to play some of those songs live, or
yes?
Okay.
Actually, we had a cover song that we really liked.
I was going to ask.
It's still live and rolling, and actually, it's like a little bit heavier, but it's got the same roots, and the things people loved about it are still there. So that's kind of a surprise for the first show, is to see how it goes over in a different band. But
I actually went to go see Parabel at Aftershock probably a year ago or something, and I didn't know that they were playing, and I'm like, oh, I remember that girl, and didn't think too much of it, and then they played the cover, so I'm like, oh my god, that caught my attention. So that's one of the things that I was really looking forward to about our first shows, that we're actually going to be able to bring that back out, because it caught my attention as just a fan, so I'm hoping it does that to a lot of other people that go up there and check us out online,
Well, and I think it brings a little bit of the, here's where we were before, and
that bridge over,
right.
kind of.
So it kind of, people that don't know our new stuff, they'll remember that, and they can jam to it, and I think it'll bring them into the new stuff a little bit. So.
It's a great classic rock song. I mean, how can you go wrong? We pit your cover in our Cover Lover against Across the Sun from Washington. Did you guys ever get a chance to hear them?
No, I didn't.
We'll have to let you listen to it at some point. Maybe not this evening, but another time. But it was one hell of a matchup. It was a really close fight. But I mean, that cover nationally, there's so many great artists that do it. And then on the reverse side, there's so many really bad artists that do it.
Yeah.
So it's really touch and go on whether you rock it or you suck it. And you guys just completely nailed it.
Oh, thanks.
So I'm excited that you guys are keeping that.
Me too, especially if you've improved upon it. Holy cow.
Yeah, and I think it's just it's got a little bit more punch, but the structure isn't different than the recorded version, so.
Good.
You'll still like it.
Now, moving on with more newer material, have you guys recorded other songs that are just kind of waiting in the wings, or what's going on?
Yeah, we have another single that's going to come out later this month. We just are only doing one at a time, and we're just kind of releasing singles as we go because.
Later next month.
Oh, I guess it's not August. Sorry, I'm on the wrong month. But yes, later next
People
month.
are going to be tuning
What
in
do you
tomorrow.
mean, tomorrow?
Yeah.
No, sorry, I'm already in August, I guess. But I feel like it's so expensive, especially to work with. It's not cheap to work with a producer that's brought in, and he's actually really generous about, like, recording us. But so we, instead of recording a whole album, we're kind of breaking it up into singles and releasing those periodically, and then we are going to put it together as a EP or an album, which however many we get done, and then release that to our people that really, follow us, want it, and we'll have bonus features and stuff on the disc. But I feel like as far as getting a record recorded, that was a better route for us because we broke.
Yeah, I mean, we had Howie Weinberg, master our singles. I mean, that's the guy who, mastered my favorite album of all time, Nevermind by Nirvana. He's just up there, So Aerosmith, you name it, he's been up there. So, yeah, we're kind of broke. Yeah. So
it's an interesting standpoint, and we talk about that a lot actually on the show. Is it not only because it's cost effective, but maybe is that your guys' standpoint where the industry is headed?
Oh, definitely.
Everybody, yeah.
When I
got
like a
the
song, I'm
attention
like,
span of a fly
I'm just
now,
gonna get that song real quick, and then if they have another song, get that song. If I got like 3 of them, I'm like, maybe I should get this CD.
Yeah.
It sucks. I miss the days when you could just go buy an album and then you listen to it front to back. But with I feel like the fast pace of radio and how singles go now, it's just more cost effective for us to release them that way, and then people can take them as they come.
Right.
Because even if your ear's not, just commercial, you get, a band and you listen to it from beginning to end. Even for me, I'll probably go through a phase where I'm really stuck on one CD, just repeat. But that will probably last me, 2-3 months, and I'm like, all right, I got these songs memorized note by note. Let's find something else. My point of view is, keep them always watching out for us for when the next song's going to come out and keep their attention on us a little bit longer.
With the internet age and the so-called death of the album, do you guys feel like that's sort of a road kind of leaves your fan with a more impersonal feel? Like, do you guys really feel more strongly connected to your people that way? Or would you rather be handing them a CD and signing it for them?
Yeah, the biggest, I guess, risk you always take, though, is you work so hard on one CD, and somebody buys it for, I don't know, not very much money because we're a local band right now. Local level. Or we give it to them, or whatever. They may never even listen to it. They may never listen to it and you spent all that money, but if they really love a song, it's $1 and they can download it right there and they can take it with them, and then they're like, oh, I really like that one song. And, I feel like he's right, though. It does keep you downloading. It keeps you current a little bit longer. But, yeah, it is sad, but it's like, do you want to risk putting all this money and nobody ever hearing it because it's really hard to get legitimate radio play at our level, or
everybody all at once,
or
one song at a time,
or so less risk involved, I would say.
All right, I promise I won't grill you anymore, but thank you. I appreciate your guys' insight on that. It's always interesting to hear other perspectives on it. So, you have a question.
Oh, my question, though, was back to your guys' more of your look. You guys have definitely upped that and changed that up a lot. You're more maybe of a gothic, dark look to your band.
Well, I feel like with the first pictures we released.
Is it my black hair? Is that right?
It's because you're Mexican.
Yeah.
No. I think we kind of wanted a more like a darker look that's more a sophisticated look for that particular session of photos. I wouldn't say that we were necessarily a gothic band, but I feel like we were just kind of. Shadowsin, the name is kind of a darker feel.
Break the silence.
But don't get comfortable because we may change it up on you. So,
Stay tuned.
You're right.
We saw on your Facebook when you guys were getting ready for your photo shoot the props and the table and the old castle thingy. It kind of seems like you guys were going for like a Last Supper kind of feel.
Oh, yeah. We haven't released that photo yet because it's going to come out with the other songs.
Oh, good. So I'm right.
It is coming. But, yeah, it's just that those shots were more, I guess they were a little bit more
complex.
So
much
it took
stuff.
it a little longer for it to come together as far as to get the look in the shot that we wanted. And poor John, who's amazing, it took him a long. He was like, "I'm getting there. I'm sorry," but he doesn't release anything that isn't awesome. So, but we couldn't have been more thrilled with the outcome. We just haven't released it yet, so it's coming.
I'm happy with how everything's coming out. Seems like it's all fitting together perfectly. Like one set of pictures that we want to release with Break the Silence, and then the Red show's coming up, so we'll be releasing the next single plus the next batch of pictures. So I feel like everything's just kind of going at the right pace,
Dominoes.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
And you're just going to keep everybody on their toes, so
That's the
they'll
point.
keep that looking out for you. Yeah, it's great.
Now, speaking of, you guys do have the big Red show coming up. That's freaking awesome. Viridia is on there. I freaking love them very,
They
very
are
much.
really good. She's a really talented singer.
Ah, dear Lord.
Is it the Brave? Is it called the Brave? What's that single? I don't know. There's something Brave. It's a really great
I think
song.
we have them in the system. But, no, yeah, they're amazing. And you guys just seem like a perfect fit. Was that very much intentional, or was that just by accident?
Well, I think it's no secret. Like, I'm a really diehard Red fan,
Me
so
too.
I'm always like, "Can I please sing that?" But yeah, like I was super excited they have another girl-fronted band on that, just to kind of even it out,
Their
But
fan base, will hopefully fit into ours too.
yeah,
because
and
of
so
that aspect.
that was a coincidence that is awesome. So we're really excited, and I always love to see Red. Even
love
if we
Red.
weren't playing, I would just be there like last time, rocking out.
Now, you guys are the only local support on that show. What kind of pressure does that put on you?
All of it. They were like, "Sell these tickets, sell them all," and we're just like, "Okay." But I feel like it's our return to the stage, and I think
Funny circle how that
yeah,
ended
it's
up.
funny because the last show we played was with Red, and the first show with this band is with Red, so it's kind of a cool.
It's a phoenix.
Right. So, but I know a lot of people are really looking forward to seeing just what is this band like compared to the last band. There's a lot of what ifs, and is it going to be as good? And
That's a good
we're
thing.
going to deliver. But yeah, so it hasn't been, the pressure's there, but I think it helps that this is a debut for us. And it is an honor to be the only local band playing.
Absolutely.
I mean, that made our first show like just that more exciting, and we can't be happier.
Definitely could kickstart this for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Now, along with the show and your brand new debut single, you guys are running a contest to guess the lyrics. Now, I've never seen somebody do a guess the lyrics to the song
Well,
before.
it's funny because I think, we were just looking to see if people, I was always curious, like, can people understand what I'm saying? I mean, I think so, but I'm just curious. And, yeah, we had, like, a handful of entries, and we were, like, the first person to get it right, so now I'm like, maybe they can't hear what I'm saying. I don't know, because, like, it's so close, but it's really funny to see what people think you're saying. Like
our guitarist.
our guitar
Rob,
player makes a parody to every
of
song.
everything, and it's the most
And
hilarious thing you'll.
it's the worst and most hilarious thing you'll ever hear.
Well, it's the worst because she's a girl. So to us, the
Yeah.
guys, it's just like,
It
all right,
doesn't
cool.
really gross me out, but we won't even repeat some of the things. But if you could make like a really gross Weird Al parody to anything, that's Rob.
Yeah.
And it makes the practice fun.
Weird Rob.
Yeah, Weird Rob. But no, I mean, so we were supposed to release the winner today, but we don't have one yet. So I think we may just have to find another way to get rid of these tickets. I don't know.
We'll figure it out,
Yeah. We do want to give away some free tickets, though, and people have been asking us, like, how do we get free tickets? Like, you got to win them.
You could also, just support you guys and
Yes.
totally buy them.
Yes. I mean, I prefer, but we
Ka-ching,
would like
please.
to, and we try to, there are people, though, that have really supported us and, like, come out of the woodworks that we didn't even know were paying attention and just helped us immensely get off the ground. I mean, starting all over was a little hard, especially with people switching. Like, Rob went from bass to guitar, and at first he didn't really have any of his guitar stuff because he had sold it all to do bass originally, and loaning us stuff. And so we do kind of, there are people that were like, we want to give back. We did a single release show, and it was free, and let everybody get drunk on us. And so we're trying to get back. So,
Literally,
you know,
we
if there are
pay,
a couple people that want red tickets, we can figure out a way. We'll be like, can you want to help us carry some stuff in? I don't know.
Yeah, do it.
So we will be giving them away to some folks out there.
Fantastic. Well, why don't we play your guys' single, Break the Silence. We played it last week when it first came out, so we got a lot of good vibes from it, and people really seem to like it. So we're going to play it for you again. And if I remember right, is it still up for download on Reverb Nation?
Yeah, it's still on there. Some people said on the mobile app, on some people's phones, they weren't getting the free download. But if you're not, just hit us up and we can email it to those.
It's free, guys.
But it is free, so...
Yeah.
However you have to get it, either email us or go on your computer and get it for free off Reverb Nation.
Awesome. Now, I know you guys have somewhere to be, but if you don't mind hanging out just for a little longer,
Not at all.
we would love to play Cover Lover with you guys in here and kind of get your take. We're doing
Sweet.
Miley Cyrus's The Wrecking Ball, so that's always fun and intriguing. But, all right, you guys, here it comes. This is Break the Silence by Shadowsin. Check it out. If this is your first time listening, please go find them. Facebook is... Shadowsin, /Shadowsin. Perfect. There you go. All right. Here, take a listen.